Hi, my name is Martin from Oxford Inkjet, and I am going to be showing you how to refill a PGI-9 cartridge for the Pro-9500. Now, first thing you want to do when refilling is to actually reset your chip using a chip resetter. This is a red setter, which we sell on the Oxford Inkjet website. Basically, all you do, make sure you've got it plugged into a powered USB socket, so your computer needs to be on, or your printer needs to be on, or basically you need to have power to it. No point just plugging it into something that's not switched on, it won't get anything. So now that it's all plugged in, ready to go, what we need to do is bring the chip into contact with the pins here. So what we're going to do, put it into the slot like this, and slide it down into the base. Now then, you see what happens. You saw a brief flash and then a long flash. I'll do that again, just so you can see it again. Quick flash and then a long flash, and that is now reset. Now that you've done that, it means you can squeeze the cartridge and things and the ink won't come out. This is why we actually suggest that you do the resetting the chip first, because otherwise when it's full of ink and you're pushing it down, you're squeezing it, ink's coming out, it goes everywhere. Not a good man. Right, so that's done, so we'll move that out of the way. Right, now then, in terms of refilling, first thing you need to do is make sure that it is primed and ready to go. Now by primed I mean it's got nothing in the bag which is inside this cartridge. You don't want any air in there, so the first thing you need to do is take your flush clip, clip it on like so, get a syringe and then just pull a vacuum on that. You don't need to pull a particularly hard vacuum, you just need to make sure that there's no air in there. Once you've done that, you can disconnect. You can see we're getting a little bit of ink out of that. That's fine. Right, now in previous instructions I've used this clip to actually start the refill process. To be completely honest with you, it's not really necessary. It's a lot of faffing. The key thing is to use the clip to make sure that there's no air in here. Then what you do is set this thing up. Now then, so hold on a second. Empty. Cartridge is going to weigh around 17 grams, give or take. When you fill it, it'll end up in about 32-ish. Now we're using the Squeezy-fill system with our inks removal specialists, and all we're doing is basically just going to run ink back and forward, just dribbling it in. Now initially the cartridge will take a bit of time to get some ink in. Once it starts to pull it in, you can basically free flow it in. It'll absorb in, go straight into the bag. As you can see, it's starting to take it a lot quicker now. There's no point in using the clip really. So one of the nice things about doing it this way is that you're actually flushing out this sponge at the same time. So any deposits that are in the sponge, any deposits that are around the back, here we go, we're starting to really see it now. Reason for that is the bag has started to inflate and it's opened up all the holes, so it'll start accepting more and more ink in. Now obviously after a while you've got to be careful that you don't start overfilling it, and you'll know that because it will start pouring over the side. Now one important point, you'll notice I'm not even wearing any gloves. It's because they're not really necessary with this fill. PGI-9s are incredibly simple to fill, and obviously with the Squeezy-fill system even easier, because you're not using syringes and all the rest of it to actually draw ink out, put ink back in. You're not losing any that way. It's literally just very, very simple. Right, we're getting up to 28 grams, so it's going to start to slow down again soon. I'll just stop there for a second. I'll just show you what's going on the inside of the cartridge. If you look, you'll see that the plate has moved forward a little bit. I don't know how well you can see that on the screen, but that's moved forward. You've got a good solid disc of colour in the centre, as that's a hole in the plate inside the bag. So we've still got a little way to go yet. Just put that back on there and continue on. As you can see, it doesn't take all that long to refill. because we've pulled all the air out, you've got no air bubbles to worry about. Almost done, a bit longer. And the nice thing about this is you don't necessarily need to wait until your cartridge is empty to do any refilling. Now then, where are we at? 32, 33 grams. Yeah, pretty close. I'm just going to show you what happens when we get to the point where it's actually sort of basically full. You'll know that you're overfilling a bit when you get... There you go, very close now. Hardly taking any more ink in. And that's it. So I'll just draw some of this off. Right. Wipe the blade. Put the little scabbard back on. That's your squeezy-fill bottle. Sealed up and ready to use. Now what we'll do, we'll just turn that over. Give it a gentle squeeze. Get rid of some of the excess. And that's it.